Hello there and welcome back. Today is 1798, ignore the workman, and I will be working on these fatties. Finish off these runners with their base and adding the gore. I'll be continuing this group of fatties as well as getting more paint on these runners. For the ballerina fatties, I've got like a wire to do on all of their chests. The white one I'll paint pink, and the pink ones I will paint white. I'll then need to do their hair, and after I've done that, I'll start working on their vomit, and I'll be adding the blood and viscera later on. The vomit is just an olive green mixed with a wash, and then a mix of vomit green and yellow. To make them extra gross, I thought I'd add a little bit of feces, I guess, to the bottom by doing a quick stippling with a dark brown and then a lighter brown. Once that's finished, I will start working on the bases. So as usual, it's grey, stipple, add some cracks, do the rims, and then do a wash. While the wash dries and before I can varnish, I will continue with the next batch of fatties. I'll give them a quick dry brush to begin with. Sorry about the camera shot, I had no idea my hands had went out of view. After that, I will add some paint to their shirts. They kind of look like they're wearing sports tops, and I've got a rough idea of what I want to do that, but that'll probably be Wednesday. In another terrible out of view shot, I will be dry brushing the runners, and I will also paint their shirts as well. I didn't include that because the footage is even worse. I'll then give the fatties top a quick dry brush of the colour I want, ready for tomorrow when I work on the minor details and the flesh. After a coat of varnish for the fatties and these runners, I then went ahead and added gore in appropriate places, as well as a little bit of vomit on the fatties. And that's today done. Quite happy. That's 4 more fatties down. I absolutely love the way these girls look. These quick and easy runners were also quite fun to do, and I'm happy with the results. These next fatties are coming along quite nicely as well. They should be finished, or the majority of them finished tomorrow. And a lot more work will go into these runners, who quite frankly should be easy and quick to finish as well. Today is 1799. I'm going to continue work on these fatties, along with these runners. I wasn't happy with the dry brushing on one of the fatties, so I thought I'd give that another quick spritz before I continue with the rest of it. The rest of the detailing on the fatties is just a belt buckle, a bum bag, a number 9, and if you look very carefully just there, you can spot some tighty whities underneath their shorts. As for the runners, I'm just going to be highlighting the colours that I did yesterday. So for this Doodos, obviously the yellow, and the others, it's the deep red. Once the wash is dry on those fatties, I'm going to go back to those and then highlight all the details that I've just painted and get the vast majority of the model out of the way. Once that's out of the way, I'm then going to move on and do the flesh, and time is cracking on, so I'm only really going to have enough time to do the flesh for the fatties and the runners and then give them a wash ready for tomorrow. So the fatties are mostly complete. Again, it's just the skin and a few minor details to do tomorrow along with the bases. And these runners, it's just a matter of the skin really, plus a few minor details on their legs, and they'll be golden. Today is 1,800 days, and I'm going to get most of these guys finished. I need a little bit of transfer, but I won't have enough time to do that today. I'm going to get these runners finished. I'm going to start these runners, but to be honest, the sculpts aren't great, and I'm not entirely sure sort of what to do with them. They kind of look like they've got like single body suits, or they look like they're wearing a hood of some kind. I'm going to have to figure something out. And I'm going to start the first 2 abominations. Starting with the new runners, I'm going to treat the sort of body separately. So I'm going to do the trousers on all of them first, and then do that jacket, and then work out what I'm going to do with the possible hoodie like tomorrow. Then for the abominations, this one I'm going to paint the trousers, and the other one I'm going to paint the like hospital gown with the contrast paint, so that way it'll be prepped a little bit better for tomorrow. Not much left to do for the runners. It's just the skin, which I'm going to start with, and then the knee pads and the shoes, and they will be finished. And for the fatties, it's the skin, that metal pipe that's going through their bodies, and some pustules and things like that, and they'll be ready for tomorrow when I add a transfer, because I want to kind of make them look a bit more sporty. So there we are, just need to add the transfers and the gore and they will be finished. And I just need to add the gore to these runners and they'll be finished as well. I think I'm going to stick to my plan with these runners. These are the last set of runners, so we're very close to the end. And after these 2 abominations, that will be it for all the zombies. A package also arrived today. It's from Archon Studios. It's the Master of the Universe Battlegrounds She-Ra with Swiftwing and Skeletor and Panther models, which I think are absolutely fantastic. They're only limited edition. By the time this video is out, I think you'll have missed them. But I had to pick them up because I've got He-Man and Battlecat. During the evening, me and my partner played a game of Space Hulk. If you've never played this, it's definitely worth picking up. It's an absolutely wonderful game. It's Space Marine Terminators versus Gene Stealers, and it's an absolutely phenomenal classic. Love it. Today is 1801, and I'm finishing off these runners by adding some gore. I'll be adding gore to these guys as well as some transfers as well. And I'll be doing a tiny little bit more on these runners and the first 2 abominations. First things first though, I'm going to do the transfers. So I need my cutting mat, I need a scalpel, a nice clean plate and some tissue paper. We're going to wet the tissue paper. Next up, we're going to put a tiny bit of hard coat, basically a gloss varnish on the back where I want to place the transfer. Then we're going to cut out the transfers that we want. I've chosen some Blood Bowl transfers because I thought I'd sort of go with a sporty motif. Then we place the transfers onto the wet tissue paper and that will then soak into the back of the transfers, making things easier to slide off. After about a minute, we're going to use the tweezers to pick them up. And using a brush, we're going to slide the transfer off and place it where we want it to be. I had to do this bit off camera because where my camera is, I couldn't actually see what I was doing properly. Then, still using the brush, we can maneuver the transfer to get it sort of more exact and exactly where we want it. Put a little bit of water on there, that'll help the transfer slide and move about. After the water is dried, we're going to add some decal softener to help the transfer sort of blend in a little bit more with the model itself. Once I've done that and that's drying, I'm going to continue work on the runners. I'm going to dry brush the bits I've already painted, and then I'm going to use some contrast paints to paint the top half. While that's drying, I'll go back to yesterday's models and I will give them a generous coat of varnish to keep everything in, and that'll help with the getting rid of any gloss on the transfer as well. Then I'm going to add some gore. I'm going to start with some Nurgle's Rot to add some sort of pukey grossness coming out of the fatties' mouths, followed by the usual blood. After that, I'm going to give a quick dry brush on the abominations on the bits I've already painted yesterday. And then I'm going to start working on their flesh. I'll fill any gaps that the contrast paint might have got into, and then I'm going to give them a wash with the relevant skin colours. And that'll have to be it for today. Unfortunately, I did run out of time, a bit too busy today, but hopefully I'll be able to get a lot more in tomorrow. So this group of fatties is finally finished, and that's the last of the fatties. I'm quite happy with the transfers, and I think they look fabulous. These runners are also now complete, and so that's another 8 zombies down. And the last 4 runners and the first 2 abominations are well underway. Although I have to say, I really do not like these runners. They are not particularly good models. A rare miss for Come On. Today is 1802, and I'll be doing more work on these abominations and more on these, quite frankly, hideous runners. I thought I'd get the runners out of the way first by dry brushing the tops and then colouring their jackets with a contrast paint. I really do not like these runners. They're not good at all. For the abominations, it will be their skin first, and then I'll start working on their clothing and their bandages. However, time is going to run out for me today, and I won't have enough time to complete everything that I want to do, which will mean I'll have to do a little bit extra tomorrow if I've got enough time. So the hideous runners are slowly but surely getting there. They should be finished by the end of the week. And hopefully we'll be able to get the majority of these abominations done tomorrow as well. Today is 1803, and I'm going to do the tiniest amount of work on these guys. as the majority of the day will be painting these two abominations. With the abominations, for this one I had to finish painting the bandages, and then I gave them both a wash so I can get all that good shading in, ready for the next step. For the runners, I'm just going to highlight the things around their waist. I'll do the skin and the shoes tomorrow. I really dislike these models and they're making me not want to paint. And that's the results of the runners that I've done today. I seriously can't emphasize how much I really dislike these models. They're absolutely horrible. On the other hand, though, these abominations are absolutely lovely and I'm really enjoying painting these. So I'm going to try and get everything finished tomorrow and the next abomination started. A package also arrived, much to my delight. First up is the Marvel Crisis Protocol 2023 card pack, which is an update on some of the cards, and I think you get a token pack in there as well. I also picked up the Aliens We're in the Pipe 5x5 add-on pack for the Aliens Another Glorious Day in the Core board game. And finally, I also picked up the Marvel Crisis Protocol Earth's Mightiest Core set as well. Today is 1804 and I'm going to get these horrible runners finished. I'm going to get more work on these abominations done. I'm going to end up finishing at least one of them, I hope, today. I really haven't enjoyed painting these runners whatsoever. It's just the skin today and the shoes that I'm going to do. I'll leave the basin for when I do the abominations as well. But these are really not my favourite models. The abominations, on the other hand, are absolutely fantastic. I've really enjoyed painting these guys so far, and I can't wait to start on the other two, which I'll probably crack into tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'll only be able to get one of these guys done today, as this guy that I'm painting right now takes a lot more than the homeless one. I completely forgot to record it, but I also did the tiniest of tinies towards the night. I did the metal work on these two bits and some shading on the centerpiece. Thankfully now it's just the base and the gore to do to these horrible runners. Only managed to complete the homeless abomination. The hospital one's nearly done, but I'll do him tomorrow along with starting the other two abominations. That's this week over. We managed to get plenty done towards Halloween. I've managed to finish the fatties completely. I've done most of the runners now, just need to base those horrible ones, and the abominations are well underway. Just two more left to do. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Maybe think about giving a like and a subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks again. Bye-sies.